Look at me now, Dad.
Look at me now, Dad.
Look at me now, Dad. Alright, there you go. That's enough of that. Alright, so this is the one that's been kind of making the rounds, in my circles anyway, as the hot item to check out, which is The Mitchells vs. the Machines, written and directed by the Gravity Falls people, which apparently is based on their real-life family, we found out at the very end, which also explains some things, but we'll talk about that. And produced by Lord and Miller, who made like the Lego Movie and all those, and like also like wrote Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know what it's about. Like Sony as a company, movie company, always has kind of a weird history. For some reason, their animation movies are always weirdly on point. Between this, like Into the Spider-Verse and Storks.
Okay, I would say in recent history that was true.
I'm talking recently.
Because didn't they also do Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah, but I'm gonna put like they're not terrible movies. The animation's good.
Who did the Emoji Movie, by the way?
Okay, you have a point there. All right, valid counter argument.
I'm just saying it is really hit or miss with me, so that's why I was like, this is a Sony Animation Pictures. That's why I was like a little sketch. But you know what? Overall, I had a lot of fun with this movie.
I really liked it.
I really liked it.
I thought it was sweet. I liked, like, they took this very traditional, like, family's important messages and gave it a nice nuance that I really appreciated. And they said explicitly towards the end, we'll talk about it, because I like, okay, I'm definitely, you and I both have parental issues. So we're definitely not in the camp of, blood is thicker than water kind of argument. I always hate that argument. I think it's really fucking stupid. But the way they approached it here, I thought actually genuinely worked. That goes beyond just, hey, they're family, so you have to like them. But anyway, we'll get more into that. But
what's the movie about?
Thank you for that helpful segue. The movie is about the Mitchells, and it's a robot apocalypse caused by a AI prototype made by Mark Beakley kind of character.
I mean, when I look at it, it's like Google, but not PayPal, but not
it's like
Microsoft,
a little bit of
Facebook,
Facebook,
not Apple, but also not Apple.
Yeah, like a little bit of Facebook in there.
It's like they took all the tech companies in our immediate area and then mashed them all together, but only PayPal's logo was kind of representing.
I guess it was kind of PayPal's logo, yeah, now you mention it.
I'm not here to shit on PayPal, but they did fuck me.
Yeah, that's a story for another day.
Another day. If we get enough likes, I'll tell it.
But anywho,
so this is Katie Mitchell's. She's clearly a film student.
Because
she's been making movies since child.
I mean, let's be honest. That describes most of our friends.
Yeah, but she's like, I'm just saying, like, we're describing the.
I was more thinking it's portrayed as weird here, but like these are most of the people we know.
Honestly, like I didn't find her weird at all.
That was me growing up. God knows.
I'm not like artistic enough to do that, and But anyway.
Oh, I used to make these horrible like homemade movies. They're terrible.
But so she's Katie Mitchell. She is been working really hard to get to not UCLA, or I guess US. Does USC have a film school? I don't know. It's always like interchangeable.
I don't know enough about it.
It's probably not UCLA.
Yeah. So she has this big artistic dream, and she makes all these like funny sketch videos like for YouTube and stuff like that, and usually involving her like weirdly deformed pug, who just like that dog who's just not all there at any given point, and it often gets confused for a dog or a pig or a loaf of bread, which is a pretty funny recurring joke. As And these are like legitimately like funnily made and surprisingly well edited videos for a teenager, involving like this whole saga like dog cop, and they have all these like really kind of creative like almost DIY style effects. And I really like those little touches. And the animation style has like a lot of these like pop up like 2D art sprites that come up throughout the film that are really interesting to look at.
Yeah. So like if I had to like describe this movie, it's like if you took Scott Pilgrim plus the Gravity Falls humor, and then had it animated by the people who did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs,
and a little Into the Spider-Verse,
and a little bit of Into the Spider-Verse, with the color palette.
That pretty much sums up the style and the tone and the pacing of this movie, because it is a Lord and Miller produced movie, so it does go by very, very fast, which I'm perfectly okay with. I like that style of comedy. It works for me. But meanwhile, like the main conflict, of course, is with her dad primarily, who is like this old-fashioned man of the world kind of nature vibe, but he's also really bad at it. He keeps fucking things up, and he just actively does not understand what his daughter does.
I think the problem is that like, because this is like sort of like the stereotype with dad characters is like, it's my way or the highway. I'm always right. I'm the alpha male. I'm the king of the castle. And like you should try to understand me. I didn't fail you. You failed to understand me. I'm entitled about this. I'm entitled about the direction of our relationship.
I didn't get that vibe personally. I think what I got more out of it was more of things are changing. I don't know how to respond to that. Because this is what I'm used to.
Oh, and the Goof Troop movie. That's what it was.
Yeah, the Goof Troop movie,
yeah. So this is the first Goofy movie. Yeah, that's right.
So I didn't get that personal vibe, like, because that implies, like, a malicious intent. And I don't think anything he did was necessarily malicious. So much as woefully ignorant and unable to grasp that ignorance. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of more vibe I got from this character. And that kind of, and like, his whole arc is kind of overcoming that and realizing the merit that his daughter's work has. And learning that itself has value, even though it's not how he personally identifies value. So like that's what I got out of it. Mm-hmm. And I mean the mom just kind of goes along with it, kind of enables to a dangerous degree.
I was like when the dynamic was of the family was sort of being introduced, it just sort of reminded me of that one Rick and Morty episode where the Alex Hurst voiced character is just like, they're codependent!
Yeah, a little bit of that vibe. Like, it's more like she's the one that's trying to make the relationship work, even though they're just clashing and just not working. But she's just trying to fix things on an emotional level, while the dad's trying to fix things on a physical level, because emotions are scary. And that goes back to a larger discussion. We can go into that later.
Yeah.
And the brother is also a weird. He's super into dinosaurs, which I get because I was also into dinosaurs.
I mean, everyone had a dinosaur.
Who's like what boy? Or,
you know what?
Or like,
Put yourself in the comments if you didn't have a dinosaur face, so we can hunt you down.
Wow. Okay. Weirdly aggressive and biased. Like, we're gonna have Fox News. People are script canceling people who don't like dinosaurs.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like dinosaurs.
I don't know. But anyway, like, so the brother, is it Isaac? Aaron, thank you. Aaron.
Where'd you get Isaac?
I don't know. I'm notoriously bad with names. Isaac and...
No, Aaron.
God damn it.
Eric and Katie.
I'm going to look up the IMDb and just have that list on standby.
Yeah, so Aaron and Katie have this, like, really wonderful, like, brother and sister relationship where...
Which I'm fucking jealous.
Honestly, yeah. Like, but, it's just sort of, like, she knows that she's weird, but, like, the brother, like, when he's first introduced is, like, going through the yellow pages and literally going on their phone, like, cold calling people and just be like, do you want to talk about dinosaurs with me? No? Okay. Click next.
That was a joke you and I made. So he's going to call him paleontologist and he's going like, this is my moment. I have been waiting for this day.
What's the name of the character from the first Jurassic Park? It's like, he calls, like, Dr.
Graham?
Graham, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Graham.
Because I think it was I think he was only on the F's in the phone book. He was almost there.
I was on the K's.
I don't remember.
But either way, who even still has yellow pages?
Yeah, which is why I thought that was weird. It's like, why are there yellow pages when there are clearly smartphones in this world?
I know, that is one thing I think is kind of a bit of a drawback, is this does feel like an outdated family unit. And I think it's because it is based on, like, the writer's actual family.
Yeah.
So, like, take, like, a family that started 10 years before the first children were born in this movie, and then add 10 years. And that's kind of like where this family is displaced in their current timeline. It's
kind of like the time displacement of The Simpsons.
Little bit, yeah. Kind of the same ballpark. So, like, that's the kind of family unit it has, and, like, the writing is wonderful. Like, they have some really great dialogue, and, like, interactions work really well. The story does kind of have a basic, like, technology. It's not necessarily bad, but we're really stupid with it kind of vibe to it, which is kind of hit and miss in terms of humor.
Okay, first of all, I just want to make it perfectly clear. I am actually anti-AI.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I am. Well, like, there's a difference between, like, machine learning for, like, aggregating data and, like, actual artificial intelligence. I definitely think if we...
I was going to say, you're a programmer.
I think if we went down the road of artificial intelligence, we would not get the Matrix, but for sure the Terminator world would happen.
Sure, why not? At that point, it's like, yeah, whatever happens.
That's just... I seriously believe that. I don't think we're responsible enough with technology to...
I don't doubt that, actually.
Especially with the way we regulate tech companies right now. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Which I did appreciate when we brought that up. Which, like, gets into slightly into spoiler territory, but just on in vague terms before I get too much into the nitty-gritty.
I mean, we already said that the... Anyway.
I mean, it's not that much of a spoiler. It's in the trailer that the robots turn evil.
It's called The Mitchells versus the Machines. If you didn't figure out the machines were gonna, like, you know, have an uprising, that's really on you.
Yeah, so, like...
it's not like they went to the goddamn Best Buy and it's just like, oh, that's a blender! Although...
like, even the Furbies are in the trailer, so I think that's fair game to talk about.
Yeah.
Which, did anyone ever like those?
So I do remember, you might have been too young for this.
My sister had a Furby. We've lived through it.
Okay, no, but like on the
You're
news.
You're not that much older than me, man.
On the news, because I remember I was like in late elementary school, and I saw on the news that Furbies were banned from the Pentagon because they were learning nuclear launch codes or some shit like that.
So great.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's why I don't want AI.
Yeah. Was that really AI though, or was that just like recording basically?
No, it's like the earliest form of machine learning.
I suppose.
It's not great.
No, it was not.
They were also like... I actually, no, you know what? I take that back. They were definitely not as creepy as the ventriloquist dummies from Toy Story 4, but they were supposed to be creepy.
God, I remember my sister having one. We just eventually locked in the closet because we just got too annoyed by it.
And like... I think it was super hard to take out the batteries or something.
It
like
was
that.
super hard to take out. We eventually did take out the batteries. We had to learn how because we got so sick of this fucking thing. Every time we like crack and open an inch, we go like no, close the door, close the door. Oh god. But yeah, like the animation is superb. It's consistently entertaining. The family kind of grows on you. They're all kind of awful in their own way. The dad in particular.
I think. The portrayal of the dad is really well done, but if I met Randy Mitchell in real life, I would be very upset very quickly.
This is where I get to cut in and say, no, sir, it was Rick Mitchell.
Yeah. Okay, so earlier I said this movie is like Scott Pilgrim plus the Goofy movie, and some other stuff.
Scott Pilgrim, Love It Into the Spider-Verse, the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
And
the Gravity Falls, yeah.
So yeah, like I think we can probably get a little to the spoilers here.
Yeah. So that's just how I would summarize it.
Yeah.
It's basically like a modern style version of the Goofy movie.
Yeah, you want to see the Goof Troop, right?
I thought it was called the Goof Troop movie.
The Goof Troop was the TV show.
Okay. That does sound right.
That was on the Disney Channel.
Yes, that actually does sound right. The Goofy movie.
It was just called the Goofy movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Subtract the concert with going to college.
Yeah, right.
So I guess it's like Goofy movie 1 and 2 smashed together.
In a manner of speaking, except Goofy doesn't get fucked in that movie.
I mean, it kind of got fucked in this movie, in a different sense.
I mean, literally though.
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll go into that later.
Anyway, so but yeah.
I enjoyed it. I really think it's really good.
Yeah,
I really had a good time with this.
Yeah, and just I love this color palette.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's absolutely gorgeous movie to watch.
This is definitely like I would say if it comes down to like should I watch it or not, I think it's like, hey, if you have a Netflix account or you can steal your roommate's Netflix account,
I would say if you like Gravity Falls and you like Into the Spider-Verse, you'll like this movie.
I think so, yeah.
I think it's a pretty good way to summarize it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Or if you've seen the Goofy movie and you want to see basically a different version of that.
And it's not a musical.
It's not a musical.
So I think getting into the spoilers a little bit, one thing I really did appreciate about this movie was like the central theme it comes around is the fact that the way it talks about family is not just as, oh, you're related so you have to love each other, but so much like, hey, your relationship with your family is a relationship, and it takes constant fucking work to make it worth, to maintain it, is a message I deeply appreciate. Because I feel like that especially like you're looking at like 90s, early 2000s movies, always like family sticks together no matter what, which always just feels like which always just feels like a way to
cram down my throat.
Not just cram down your throat, but just enable like shitty behavior, and you're supposed to forgive it because they're family.
For sure.
You and I both have experience with that without going too far into it. And so like I like the fact this movie definitely has like, no, it is not that simple. These are flawed human beings, and you need to understand them on that level and be able to learn to cope with the things that bug you about them in order to make a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
Whether that is from your given family or your chosen family, whatever the case may be, whatever family means to you, it is something that requires constant maintenance. And I appreciate that is that is basically the central focus of the movie.
Yeah.
Is people
okay, go away.
Right. I'm done with this guy.
I'm done being the mascot.
He's not the mascot.
I mean, that dog in the movie was.
He absolutely was.
Absolutely was.
If we put him in a tuxedo, maybe.
Alright, I had to go to Amazon later.
I was gonna say I'm making this as a joke, but I also kind of want to see it.
I put him in a bow tie before. He's cute. Anyway.
No, you gotta get the full thing with the top hat.
Yeah, top hat.
Yeah, with the top hat.
For sure.
And you get him lots of treats to reinforce it, so he can look like Dapper Dan. Dapper Max. Yes, that is a Squirrel Max. Hi.
Actually, that's Mr. Fox. But
sorry, Mr. Fox.
Let's go back to reviewing.
Sorry, I got distracted by the sad dog. Yeah, so like I like that central message. I think it works in the context of the film. I like they also use this opportunity to actually not critique just like, oh, technology is bad, but like, oh wow, maybe unregulated technology and big tech is a bad thing. And it's like this very meta commentary on like California and Silicon Valley and the current issues we have with big tech companies like Google and Apple and Facebook and all these things. The companies have just way too much goddamn power. Who will eventually, make a gigantic mistake that'll probably kill us all.
As a tech worker and as a worker in the tech industry, I will say no comment. I like my job.
I mean, you don't work for Google or anything like that, so I think
they might find this.
If they made it this far into the video, just to find that, I would honestly be kind of impressed.
That's fair.
But yeah, so like I like that message. I like that approach. I think it all works together. I appreciate it doesn't go at just says, hey, technology is bad, which is the easy route to take movies like that. It doesn't really go there. Kind of like the message of family. It does take a more nuanced approach of, yeah, this technology is new and changing, and we're kind of idiots with it, but there is value in it. There is value in creative expression. There is value in art, and there is value that other people can find through it if you open yourself up to it. From those angles, I really appreciate the movie for that. I think there's a lot of nuance to this topic. Your thoughts?
Okay. Well, We covered a lot.
Yeah, I realized I kind of went on a TED Talk there.
Yeah. All right. Like and subscribe. No. So, yeah, just. I think I was more invested in the animation techniques than the story.
That's totally valid.
Just because there was, I was really like, just kind of like blown away with like, just sort of like, wow, this is how Katie sees the world with like all the like random pencil sketch drawings in and all of that, and just like, but also like even during times during the movie where I was just like, there were genuine times where I was confused visually if this was a 3D movie or a 2D movie at some point, and I thought that was like kind of cool, just the style that they chose for and how everything ended up working out. Yeah, and so again, I really loved the color palette of how like you have this like modern tech like iPhone-esque these iPhone-esque robots, and then you get like I guess not, what was it, the not T2000,
there was the PAL 2000 or something.
no the magnet robots.
Yeah. The PAL Max Prime, I think it was.
Yeah,
called.
the PAL Max. The
or
PAL
was
Prime.
it Glaxon 5000?
Something like that. Anyway,
Which is voiced by Conan O'Brien, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. Oh.
Huh. Okay.
And apparently, Monchi was played by a real pug. He has his own IMDb page.
Oh my god.
He is called Doug the Pug. There he is.
You're gonna have to edit that in. You might as well just put the screenshot
Okay,
in.
I will.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Max, don't be jealous. So we're here like, oh, he's a cute one.
No, I'm pretty sure he just heard something.
He did. I know he did. But
Yeah. For sure. Anyway, so that's where I grabbed my enjoyment for this movie. Just how well done the animation was. Cause just like
it's so smooth.
Yeah, it's just such a really interesting style. I really like eye-catching, and like they definitely are able to like get the viewer's attention where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
So that's what I was really impressed with on this movie, and it's just sort of like it sort of feels like Sony Pictures has finally found like, hey, wait a minute, we found something that fucking works.
And it turns out it just goes like, just get Lord and Miller on everything, goddammit. Because after Into the Spider-Verse, things like, do you guys want to do like all the Spider movies? So that's what they're working on now, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, no, like they like, when Sony gets it right, they get it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that every movie they say is a success, i.e. the Emoji Movie.
Didn't they do the Pigeon movie?
No, that was Blue Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Which I guess now is Disney. But, anywho, and closed. Or Blue Sky. But yeah, but then like this, I think they did Storks. Storks was Sony, wasn't it?
Pretty sure Starks is Sony.
Yeah. So like when they actually get like good writers, they clearly have a good staff of animators who know how they get this fast, really kinetic like action and comedy.
And like when they don't have their jokes like dumbed down.
Yeah, like when it respects the audience.
Like all these jokes are just like, I would say all of these jokes are just like really quick like bits of like situational irony, just like right after each other. It's like, dude, let's go to the Dinosaur Hotel. It's gonna be great. It's awful.
They know how to use transitions really well.
Yes.
For the sake of that situational comedy.
I'm gonna do the Rick Mitchell maneuver, which is driving into traffic cones. It's definitely not illegal.
It's illegal. It's not illegal if you're good at it.
It's not illegal if you're good at it. Not even 2 seconds later, a cop's writing a ticket.
I was like, well, technically, I was helping the flow of traffic.
So, and it's just like the beats on the joke are just like one after another, and it's just really quick comedy. They're just trying to like get you to laugh at anything.
So like even if a joke doesn't work or a joke kind of just like falls flat, there's another joke immediately afterwards that's probably gonna get you.
For sure,
and that's what I loved about the Lego Movie too.
But I also think if there's like because I feel like the best version is when you do the rule of threes thing. It's just it's the pug.
I fucking love the pug. I know it was like total like buy me at Target mascot toy, but I still fucking loved it.
Hey everyone, this is merchandise pug. I mean Monchi.
But god damn it, if you're gonna make just a slightly disfigured pug and just milk it for all it's worth,
but yeah,
just fucking go for it.
Dog, pig, and bread. Like that's just like it's the perfect way that they like adjust this. Like the first time broke the robots. The second time they actually used it. The third time the superior, the third time the superior droid's like, we know how to recognize a dog, a pig, and a loaf of bread.
They'll never stand a chance against Man Bear Pig.
Oh fuck.
Anyway, I just like the pug's entire arc is that he eventually learns to see straight. Oh, yeah. And still misses. But yeah, like this is a really good time, and I really had a good time with it. I think it has a good heart. I think it has really good writing. I think it's really sharp. It is visually stunning.
The dad definitely does get better, but also like
you at least understand where he's coming from.
I understand where he's coming from, but also like the way he handles computers is exactly like the exact same growing pains when I was teaching my mom how to use her iPhone in 2011.
But like I like the reason I'm kind of like okay with the dad, even though I recognize he's definitely a very flawed human being, is kind of what the movie points out, is that at the very least from beginning to end you can tell he's still trying in his own kind of fucked up way.
Yeah.
And he does genuinely get better at it the more he tries. It never comes from a place of selfishness. It comes from a place of, I'm trying to do this the way I know how to do it, even though I eventually acknowledge my way is wrong. Because even like the whole, like what starts the whole road trip they go on is when he's like accidentally hurts his daughter's feelings by giving the same speech my mother gave me, which is, do you have a backup plan in case this doesn't work out, which is well-intentioned, but just really frustrating. Mm-hmm. And then instead of doing like what his wife tells him to do, Linda, just go like, hey, just go talk to her and patch this out. Is like, no, I'm gonna physically fix this, because that's how I was taught to do things. So that's where we're gonna do a road trip, and that's how we're gonna bond.
I'm also going to cancel your flight to LA.
I mean, like, all well-intentioned, but it's like trying to fix something practically when it can't be when it should be fixed emotionally. And for guys, especially the boomers, let's be honest, like just dealing with those things emotionally just does not come naturally. And
it's just not what they were taught.
It's not what they were taught. And I appreciate this movie. This is a person where he's like actively willing and trying to learn how to do that.
Especially by I like. Okay, so and I also just loved all of the because obviously it's a film students road trip, so of course they're gonna make movie references. So we have like Terminator. We had it's Terminator. It's Terminator 2, Dawn of the Dead, because they ended up at the mall.
Yeah. Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. I thought they did like one other movie.
They may have referenced Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, Avengers Endgame.
But like, I think it's
just a lot. It's just a lot of like good reference humor too.
Yeah, it is. I think for me, because like especially when it comes to like things like these kind of anime movies, I tend to focus more on character and story. That's where I get the most out of these kind of things. But you get more animation. There's like both are totally valid. That I think that makes our conversation interesting. You come from different perspectives. Mm-hmm. But I think what stands for me, the reason I think this movie works for me the most, is because at the end of the day, it is about people who are learning to understand each other on their own terms.
Mm-hmm. My only like it's for the purposes of the movie. I understand why they did it. I felt like the resolving like family like together attack mega death punch. Numa Numa's song remix by somebody.
Yeah.
I felt that was a little cheesy, but like for the purpose of the movie, I understand why they did it. It was just a little like too much for me.
I understand that, and I for the most part agree. The same like, they fucking earned this. You know, for everything else that's going on. Like, they earned this little bit of cheese, the whole rah-rah, we're a family unit together kind of thing.
Yes.
And for, like, I was still smiling through the whole sequence, so I was like, I'm not gonna knock it down too many points.
Yes, and then I love the mom's Kill Bill scene. It's so funny.
I did appreciate how, like, and hey, buddy.
Should we pause?
Nah, I'm just gonna go grab him.
Just cut him out.
Nah, come here.
Cut.
Nah, it's alright. They should know the real life experience
Alright.
of an angry corgi. Alright, anyway, where were we?
He's trying to protect us from the Amazon guy. It's fine.
It's fine. What's the Amazon doing at like 9 p.m.?
Oh no.
Oh shit, it's a conspiracy. Anyway. Yeah, there's a lot to get out of this movie. I can't really think of anything else to say. Do you got anything else?
That's pretty much it.
Alright, cool. Then, we really recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And clearly, there's a lot to get out from no matter what you're looking for. So,
Yeah.
there's a shit ton of other stuff we got cut up. I'm not going to list it here. We'll get to it when we get to it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.